Okay, let's dive into this explainer. Welcome. Today, we're unpacking something truly fascinating, something that genuinely has the potential to fundamentally change how everyday people like you and me approach entrepreneurship. Look, if you've ever had a brilliant idea, a unique skill, or honestly just the raw grit and determination to work for yourself, but you felt entirely blocked by the traditional hurdles of the business world, well, you're going to want to pay close attention. Today, we're exploring the engine behind the AI Venture Studio, and what it represents is a massive, game-changing shift in who actually gets to succeed in business.
So, what if a $1,000 business coach was absolutely free? I want you to really think about that for a second. Imagine having access to the kind of high-level strategic guidance that usually costs a total fortune. You know, the kind of coach who doesn't just spout buzzwords like synergize, but actually sits down and helps you build. And imagine getting that without spending a single dime. Think about the sheer frustration of having the skills, the absolute drive to do more, but just lacking the capital or the high-powered connections to hire someone to guide you. For decades, that financial barrier alone was enough to keep incredible businesses from ever seeing the light of day.
And really, this is the ultimate starting line struggle. You hit a massive brick wall right out of the gate. Maybe you just got laid off. Or maybe you've been working a job for years that barely covers rent, and you absolutely know, deep down, you could do more. You've got the drive, but you don't have a fancy business degree. You lack the industry connections, and you definitely can't afford an expensive coach. Historically, that meant you were simply stuck. The traditional avenues to starting a business practically demanded that you have money and connections before you even took your first step.
So what was the old workaround? Well, when you couldn't afford a coach, you relied on the old way, right? You'd spend hours going down YouTube rabbit holes, reading countless blog posts, maybe downloading some generic business plan template. But there is a massive, gaping flaw in that approach. Nobody is there to actually push you. There's no one to challenge your thinking or point out the gaping holes in your plan. Nobody is sitting across from you saying, hey, that idea is way too vague. Go find out what your competitors actually charge. You are entirely on your own in this giant echo chamber of free content.
Section 1. Meet your AI coach. Introducing AI Venture Studio.
So let's look at exactly how this new system is completely rewriting the old rules. The AI Venture Studio is a completely free AI-powered business coaching platform. But here's the kicker. It was built by the AI Bridge Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization. This isn't some shady software company trying to hook you into a monthly subscription or upsell you on an overpriced masterclass later on. No way. This is a platform built with a singular mission, to provide you with a dedicated coach. It's not just a tool that generates a business plan for you to passively read. It's designed to be a highly active, engaging coaching experience.
You get to choose from 23 real ventures. We're talking everything from mobile car detailing and freelance copywriting to becoming a personal chef, starting a YouTube channel, bookkeeping, plumbing, graphic design, event photography, you name it. These are tangible, ground-level businesses that real people start every single day with nothing but their skills and sheer determination. We're not talking about theoretical Silicon Valley tech startups here. This is about totally accessible paths to generating genuine income.
Which leads us to the engine of this whole platform. I want to introduce you to Ari. Ari is your 24/7 AI coach and thinking partner. Once you pick your venture from that list we just talked about, Ari steps in to walk you through building it phase by phase. From the very first spark of your idea, all the way through the grueling work of actually finding your first customers and growing the business, Ari is the coach you've literally always needed, and they are available around the clock.
Section 2. Practice, not theory. Doing the real work. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it highlights a fundamental shift.
This platform completely pivots away from traditional online education, which, honestly, let's face it, usually just means useless certificate courses. The old way was entirely theory-based, sitting through endless lectures you probably fell asleep during, filling in bubbles on multiple-choice quizzes just to earn a certificate that doesn't mean a single thing to a paying client in the real world. But the AI Venture Studio way, it is entirely different. It requires actual practice. It demands real decisions, real numbers, and specific answers. Who exactly is your customer? How are you going to price your services? What equipment do you actually need to get started?
Let's break down the actual mechanics of how this works. Step 1, you pick your venture. Step 2, you answer Ari's hard questions. And believe me, Ari actively pushes back when your plan is vague. Step 3, you have to do actual competitor research instead of just, guessing. And finally, step 4, you only move to the next phase when you've demonstrated real understanding with real evidence. You cannot fake your way through this. Just like building an actual business, you have to do the real work to progress.
Section 3. Leveling the playing field. Democratizing success for everyone.
Here, we're going to expand the lens a bit to look at the broader socioeconomic impact of this platform. Because, look, AI is changing absolutely everything about how we work. But historically, the folks standing behind the velvet rope are the ones who benefit the most from these massive technological shifts, right? These individuals have mentors they meet at country clubs. They have incredibly powerful networks built during expensive MBA programs. They have the money to drop on exclusive masterminds and elite consultants. High-level business coaching has almost exclusively been reserved for the elite who could afford the price of admission.
But what about the people standing outside that velvet rope? What about the single mom who is fantastic with people and wants to start her own pet grooming business? Or the mechanic who just got laid off after 20 years, knows HVAC systems inside and out, but has never actually run his own shop? What about the creative teen holding a camera, living in a neighborhood with zero job opportunities, who wants to build a YouTube brand but has absolutely nobody to show them the ropes? Listen, they do not need charity. They do not need pity. What they need is the exact same quality of guidance that the privileged have always had access to. A coach that speaks their language, adapts to their pace, and is available at 2 in the morning when they're staring at the ceiling, worried about money.
So the crucial point is really captured right here. AI should lift everyone up, not just the people who are already ahead. This is the core mission of the AI Bridge Foundation. This is about true accessibility. AI Venture Studio takes structured business thinking, that exact step-by-step path from a raw idea to actual income, and makes it free, accessible, and totally real for everyone, regardless of where they are starting from.
Section 4. Build something real. Your future with AI. Let's move to and see how this builds into a really empowering call to action.
Because despite all the fears out there, AI isn't here to replace people. It's an extraordinary tool for ordinary people. We're talking zero barriers here. Seriously, there are no waitlists to join, no applications to fill out, no timers, no educational prerequisites, and absolutely no credit cards needed. The philosophy here is brilliantly simple. If you can have a conversation, you have what it takes to build a business. The barrier to entry has quite literally been erased.
But please, do not misunderstand what this tool is. The AI doesn't build it for you. Actually, that is the entire point of the platform. Instead, it builds you up to build it yourself. Ari is a thinking partner who never gets tired of your questions, but who also knows exactly when you need to go back and strengthen your foundation. It forces you to think harder and plan much better so that when you finally do launch, you are acting with deep confidence, a confidence that you actually earned through doing the hard work.
Which leaves us with this final, profound question. What will you build? If you have ever thought about starting something of your own, even if nobody in your entire life has ever done it before, even if you've never had anyone look you in the eye and tell you that you could, this tool is for you. You have a world-class business coach in your pocket now. The tools are free, the guidance is there, and the next step is entirely up to you. So, pick a venture, go talk to Ari, and start building something real.